So carrying on with the armoring of the Land Rover Discovery 1 undercarriage, I'm installing differential guards. I bought these from Rover's North. You're looking at the rear one right now. And it was a bit of a thing to install. This angle was much too sharp, much too acute. And pushed in place these bolt holes were, way back here, and it wouldn't go around the pumpkin. So I had to open this up quite a bit. I used a car jack. I wedged it in place and used a car jack. Certainly not OSHA approved, but got it done. So when I got the front bolts into the third member there, just loose, and came around to the back at the top, it was quite a ways from meeting up with the bracket that goes over the top of the differential. And yeah, I don't want to cause more damage than I'm saving from. So it's already tight against the bottom, and I didn't want to pull it more upwards and cause damage, as I say, to anything. So I added, well, first of all, I guess I swapped out the supplied bolts for 3/8 bolts, which are slightly larger than the supplied ones. And I don't know, I'll try and get the camera in there. I left a space between the upper plate and the lower plate. And in between, I put an oversized nut as a spacer. So I did manage to get it bolted up and in place, and I'm happy with it now. But it wasn't as straightforward as I would have hoped, but it's on, and as I say, I like it. So there we are. That's the rear one, and I'm showing you that really just to explain what has to happen in the front. So here's the front version, again from Rover's North. It's nicely made with nice thick hot dipped galvanized coating, and again there's a bracket that bolts to the top there of the differential. You can see right here, and when this is pushed up in place, the top bolts to that bracket. The problem for me is the rear. These holes would normally go to the third member in the back there. Problem is, in the last episode, I installed this track rod skid plate, and it is in that location. So I guess I'm going to have to cut this front diff guard. Now I have to say, putting a small holiday into a galvanized coating pains me. Cutting a piece off is, yeah, hard to do for sure. So, but I think it's got to be done, and I've decided I'll cut it tight towards the back, and I'll work my way up, trying to keep as much length as possible. I'm hoping that it just lays into here, and I can trim it somewhere against the bottom of this track rod protector. So that's the plan. We'll see how it works out. So the deed is done. That's the piece cut off. And you can see how it's starting to fit. I think if I was able to put a bend in it here, I could get it to fit pretty good. And there are a couple of holes in the Gwyn Lewis track bar that I should be able to get bolts into. So that's gonna be the project now, is to get a bend into this. Well, we're back under the truck. I'll just show you how that little bit of buckshee bending worked out. Not so bad, really. The only unfortunate part is these existing holes on the Gwyn Lewis track rod armor are too far apart to allow me to bolt into the Rover's North diff guard. So what I'm going to do is drill 2 new holes closer together. Not ideal, but not the end of the world either. And then I'll round off these corners and give it a shot of high zinc paint, cold galvanizing or whatever you call it. And again, not ideal, but it's what I'm going to do. So we'll get that done. So there's that little hillbilly bend I was able to put in there. If you have some kind of a press, that would be a lot easier, but anyway, got it done, and then marked it out for some holes on the bottom for bolts. And I have, I'm just finishing tapping Gwyn Lewis track bar armour. And so I've tapped it 3/8/16. That's a national course. And the reason I did that is I thought it might be a pain in the butt to get a nut on the back side of this after the diff cover's in place. So I did tap this, and thankfully this is super thick, so no problem putting threads in there. So that's where we're at now. I just got to go and drill the diff guard to get the 3/8 bolt through it, and then I can bolt this up. So there's how that bend worked out in that diff guard. Pretty happy with it. I coated the end, the cut end there, with some cold galvanizing or zinc rich paint, and yeah, that's gonna have to do. Moving forward, you can see at the top of that guard these nuts here on the bottom side. Near spit the soother getting those in place, I'll tell you, but finally got it done with gluing the nut lock washer and washer together with a dollop of grease and fishing it in with bent needle nose pliers. But yeah, what a chore. Anyway, done now. It does come pretty close to the panhard rod there, so if that becomes a problem, I'll have to massage this plate a bit, make room, but we'll see how it goes. You can also see the Safari Guard steering guard there, attaches to the bumper. Put that on as well today. So that's it for armor for now.